Guys, a freezing cold welcome to the Forensic Detailing channel and a happy new year. What are the top 10 detailing brands if you're looking to buy chemicals to kind of detail your car, wash it, decontaminate it, polish it, protect it? Which brands should you be considering using? Very difficult question to answer because nowadays there's so many and there's a lot of good brands out there. So we're going to attempt to go straight in and give you the top 10 detailing brands. Now, my preparation for this was just to write a whole load of them on a piece of paper and go through them. And yeah, I'm struggling. There's a few that are going to be like really difficult to put in there, but let's just start off with the ones that I know would be on my top 10 list in no particular order. So first up, I would have built Hamber on that list of top 10 detailing brands. UK based brand. I would say they have some of the best surfactants, cleaners, degreasers, decontamination products. All their products seem to be very concentrated. Typically, they're very good value for money when you buy 5 litres of like Surfex or Touchless or even their shampoo. But their fallout remover, their auto wheel is very powerful. Their clay bar is very, very affordable. You know, it was back in the day, all the other clay bars cost a fortune, and this was like a tenner for 200 grams. So it lowered the price of the market on clay bars because I think everyone was buying that. And that's what I like to see going on. Where could Built Hamber improve? Well, they don't have a full range of detailing products. So like detailers want a cutting compound, a mid-range single stage, a finishing polish. They don't have those. They don't make like machine polishing pads. They're not experts in abrasives, even though they do have some abrasive products. And they don't have a wide range of dressings as well as stuff like that. There's no Tyre dressing and things. So there's gaps in their range, but I love the fact that they're a real kind of functional brand with very good products. So we've covered that. They would definitely be on my list. There's a good environmental friendly lean to Built Hamber products as well. There's nothing, they don't tend to use caustic products. You know, they don't have an acidic wheel cleaner with caustic acids in it and stuff like that. And that sort of environmentally friendly lean is quite often quite hidden because they look quite industrial, the products, but they're all quite eco-friendly as well. Definitely on the list there, and they dominate kind of my choice of stuff to wash cars. Next on the list for me, undoubtedly, would be Koch Chemie, or Koch Chemie, as some of you like to say it. German brand, again, been in business for decades and decades and decades. One of the ones that's been around since day one. A huge range of products. Again, very good with surfactants. German companies tend to be, they've got quite strict regulations around surfactants and stuff. So their surfactants tend to be good. Koch do have lots of kind of caustic products and stronger sort of professional grade stuff, as well as stuff which is non-caustic and mild. But in that professional range, the litre bottles, you know, their surfactants are very good. They do have a massive wide range of protection products and dressings and millions of different products in every genre. They are abrasive experts as well, and their compounds and polishes are really, really good. Their wax that they released is a cracker. I perhaps don't use some of their other like spray products and stuff, so they don't dominate the sort of spray wax or spray sealant stuff for me, but then they've got really affordable products like protector wax, you know, which is a concentrated spray and rinse. So they are good options there. And you could, Koch are a brand where you could say, if I just had to use one brand, they've got me covered. They've got everything and it's all pretty good. And you might find they've got multiple offerings and one particular offering in a genre is your favorite. Yeah, a really good brand with a professional kind of leaning as well, but completely safe for people to buy at home. Ironically, their professional line, you know, the 1 litre bottles or the 5 litre ones, are the ones that we all know. You could say that they're you look at them as a brand, they're a little bit too professional, that line. So they introduced that blue bottle range, which was more like the sort of stuff you'd find in Halfords, to try and become more retail friendly. But I think the market that we know, you guys that are like me, you guys just want to stick to those litre offerings, that pro line almost, because it's just so good. So they would definitely be on there. Next for me, there's 3 brands that I think would have to be on my top 10 list of detailing brands that you could pick. And they would be G-Technic, CarPro and Geon. And these 3 brands are kind of brands which, as ceramic coatings came out, they went all in on ceramic coatings, and they almost, in my head, were ceramic coating brands that were offering you this new way of protecting your car. And they were all serious brands with marketing budgets and that were really going hard to get that dominance there. And they've been around. All of their products, these 3 brands, what they do is their products are very desirable and they're very well branded. G-Technic stuff always looks good in the bottle, same with CarPro and Geon, both of those brands as well. Geon stuff looks phenomenal, doesn't it, in the bottle? Again, a wide range. All 3 of these brands will offer you everything, like a bit like Koch Chemie, but not quite as much. But full range of polishes, abrasives, all these different consumer coatings, professional grade coatings, spray, ceramic spray, sealants, detail sprays, dressings, the lot. Their surfactants are pretty good as well. They're just 3 top drawer brands that I think would have to be there, wouldn't they? You could argue that they're all quite similar, and you might have your little favourite out of one of those 3, and you might pick one and then keep those slots available. But I think all 3 of them deserve to be on there. Next up, I think if you're talking about top 10 detailing brands, you have to think of big companies that have been doing this for a long time, maybe even predate some of these. And I think AutoGlim would be on that list for me. AutoGlim, a UK brand that have had massive success, been around for decades, a really good retail brand, very strong as a retail detailing brand, on the stores of Halfords, massive in the UK. They're almost like an institution. They are very good kind of, technically, AutoGlim are very good. They know what they're doing. Their surfactants are really good. In that retail range, their surfactants are all kind of mild, all safe. There's a big leaning towards the retail AutoGlim products. They could never do any harm. So they tend to be, very effective but mild, non-caustic products in that line. They do have a good trade line as well, where you can get some slightly juicier chemicals and you can get good prices in their AutoGlim Professional line, and the 5 litre stuff's all good as well. And that's kind of where you get the value for money. AutoGlim have some really good protection products. If you look at their main retail protection products, Extra Gloss Protection has been around since I can remember. It's been around longer than me probably. And it's still just a good kind of like solvent wax formula that you spread on your car, it dries and it buffs, and you can buy it for £7. So why is it still there? Because it still works. Their AutoGlim High Definition Wax is probably one of the best waxes I've ever used. Their ceramic spray is very good, which is a recent product, and their ceramic shampoo is very good as well. Their Aqua Wax is good, and that's the core of all of their protection products. Where could AutoGlim be stronger? I think with some of their accessories, 10 years ago when detailing was really taking off, all detailers really use dual action polishers and a cutting compound mid-range, polish. And AutoGlim is still really just sell a limited range of abrasives. They do have some pure abrasives and limited pads and stuff like that are really designed for rotary application. And you'd have thought they would have wanted to dominate that and offer an AutoGlim dual action polisher, a bit like kind of griots do, and with cutting compound mid-range and AOIs and all that sort of stuff, and get into that market and have some more accessories and things like that, like the AutoGlim wheel cleaning brushes, and look at what are all the essential accessories that you need and dominate those markets. But Yeah, AutoGlim, phenomenal brand. Yeah, more expertise. You know, they have got some serious resources and they do everything in-house. And yeah, their products, you know what you're getting when you buy an AutoGlim product. In a similar vein, I think you couldn't have a top 10 list and not have Meguiars on there. Meguiars, again, a massive retail focus to their brand in the UK. I think Meguiars are slightly stronger than AutoGlim in that abrasive area. They're what are they called? Ultra compound and ultra finish polish. You know, are really good products by modern standards of abrasives. Some of their products are a bit nicer to buff than the AutoGlim products. They've got more synthetic type sealants and stuff. A much more complicated range that's evolved a lot more than the AutoGlim range, and sub-brands have come out in different lines within, you know, the Meguiar's gold range, gold class is it, ultimate range, the mirror glaze, the Art Deco line that I don't know if they sell anymore. Funny enough for me, I still think the Meguiars, when they released that professional line, all like the M21 sealant and M105 and M205 and all the products in that professional line, their Unigrit range of sanding papers, all that stuff is the stuff that I'm interested in. Their retail stuff has kind of evolved and they've done all the ceramic lines and stuff, which they need to do. But that core line, that professional line is good. And then Meguiar's detailer line, where everything's like in those US gallons, they're all good products. Yeah, the Meguiar's accessories I don't think are quite as good, like their wheel brush, that bendy brush thing isn't as good. And they're not great microfiber towels and stuff. Their clay's expensive. But they do have some really fantastic products, and they got to be in that list of top 10. I think as well, here, in a similar vein, Sonax would have to be on that top 10 list. Again, another German brand, a good retail, more retail focused than Koch Chemie, in my opinion. You know, they just never made it into Halfords, and I think if they could have done, that would have been big for them. But they've got phenomenal spray products, some really durable stuff, you know, iconic products like Sonax BSD, Polymer Net Shield, and a very good abrasive line in the Profiline range. Could be stronger in that surfactant and wash stuff. A lot of people in the UK don't wash their cars with kind of Sonax products. They don't have a renowned pre-wash. I'm sure, you know, I don't know what Sonax's wheel cleaners are like and all that. So surfactants, they could be stronger and get a grip on the market that way. But polishing, they're good. Protection products, really, really strong. So they're kind of no-brainers, I think, that would have to be on that list. And then it starts getting a little bit tougher. And you might say that there's a lack of kind of detailing scene brands here. And this next brand that I'm going to put on this list of top 10 brands might be disputable. But for me, I think probably a brand like Angel Wax, they're not as big as some of these other brands. But what I like about Angel Wax products is they're kind of unique and they're kind of formulated in-house, and you spot when you use them that they're a bit different. Like as soon as you use their glass cleaner, that one that stinks, you know, like of ammonia, you know, it's been made by them ground up, and I kind of like that. I love the fact that they're really good with paste waxes, and they sell kind of all different types of old school waxes, and they've got that interest in wax blending, but they've also kind of modernised. I think they've got ceramic coatings. They've got very good abrasives as well, Angel Wax. I remember their Regenerate abrasive. It was so affordable compared to everything else, and I felt it was really good quality. So it actually won my single stage. So and products like Angel Wax H2Go glass sealant, that 1R glass mega test. They've got some really cracking products. Where could they be stronger? Well, I quite like the brand name. The branding's good. The prices have always been good with Angel Wax. I think they just need to stay on it and glow and grow, because they're solid. They're really good. Then that's 9, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then there's a whole load of other brands that could take that 10th slot, and I would probably say for me it would be Soft 99, because they've got iconic products, things like Fuso Coat, still 30, 40-year-old wax, which still is known to be the longest lasting on the market. That's a great accolade to have. Very good glass products. Glaco Ultra is my favourite glass sealant by nothing. Just love it. It lasts a long time. It's easy to use. It works. It's the least problematic out of all of the ones I've tried as well. But some very good, very strong in the protection area. Soft 99 are very retail focused, and it's obviously a Japanese brand. So everything was like Japanese with it. And I think when Soft 99 Europe got involved, they're trying to make it more European and rebrand the entire lot. And it's a massive range, and it's happening. But when all those products are like European branded, I think that'll be really big for them. And then if they can get that distribution in place in the UK, then the sky's the limit. UK and America as well. So they would be on my list because I use some of their protection products. Great, some awesome waxes as well beyond Fuso. But there's a load of other ones that I think are really good and you could say might be brands that you could consider and you might slot in. And I'll just write some of these down. I think brands like Griot's Garage. The problem in the UK is they're not on the storefront of Halfords, and they should be like a brand that you'd see in Halfords almost. So there's less kind of talk about them. Their products are really good, actually. That's some of their details and spray waxes, and they've got good surfactants and good polishes. And like I was saying when I mentioned AutoGlim, they've got all these Griot's polishers which really look really good. They've got a really good snow foam lance. Their accessories are really good. A very good complete brand, and all their bottles and triggers are all high quality, and just they think about everything. Yeah, so someone could say to me they're good. They're very expensive in the UK, and I think that holds them back as well. I'm just being completely honest as I talk about all these brands, and I think, you know, you price compare and their stuff is expensive. You could say a brand like Ferrecla. They don't quite have the marketing clout or the coolness of like some of the detailing brands, but they're in Halfords, Body Shop. They've got very good Body Shop ties with all their kind of G range of polishes and stuff. So they do well there. I don't think they'd be on a lot of people's lists because they're less kind of well known in our arena, and you'll know what I mean when I say that. A brand that I really like are 3D Car Care. Very small in the UK, I think, and there's not much noise about them, but it's one of those brands that every time I've used their products, I thought, yeah, really good, like professional kind of leaning. Value for money is there. The products aren't expensive in the UK, but the US prices are really good, and they do concentrates. Their abrasives are very good. I think they're really good abrasives, which is a sign of a good brand as well, because they're a bit harder to develop. Yeah, they don't really have many accessories as far as I know. Very sort of professional focused products, but I like that brand, and they would be on that list of contenders for me. Another brand that I think are very good and might be on lots of people's things, in a similar way to 3D Car Care, Valet Pro, sort of a leaning towards chemicals that are available in 5 litres at very sensible prices, very well formulated, not always the most powerful or top of class winning stuff. I don't think they've won anything yet, but they've been in the mix, and I've always thought they've got a good range, very basic range, not glamorous, and that could, I don't know how you solve that problem, but even the name Valet Pro is quite a belt and braces name, but I kind of like that. They're a good brand, I think. Another brand that might be in the list, Carbon Collective, a bit like G-Technic, CarPro and Geon, and a sort of brand that are around for ceramic coatings, but actually have a very good range of kind of premium branded products, good detail sprays with Carbon Collective, good spray sealants, good coatings. They're good with their accessories as well. They, you know, before snow foam lances, there's millions of options now, but back when there wasn't, you know, they had something that was different. They bring out their own little polishers, their own accessories, all color coded to their branding code. Very desirable brand that do well. So yeah, they would be a contender to maybe make it there, but I just don't think they're quite as big as those big three. Another brand, Infinity Wax, sold out recently to Tetrasil, but I think the Infinity Wax brand is an example of where you can start off as a smaller business, and if you're on it and you're working and you're developing, you can build a really good range of products. And I always felt that they had some good products there, some good cleaning products, good prices. But I love the wax range that again was all kind of like, you could see that interest in wax and different types of waxes, and they're having a go, like ceramic waxes and PTFE waxes and doing that. And I think they've got coatings and lightweight coatings as well. Probably never quite had the marketing budgets of some of these other companies, and maybe now they've been sold, they could go on and do really good things. It kind of makes sense, actually, you know, why Tetrasil bought them, because they are a detailing brand and it's kind of like a premium feel to it. And if you could argue that Tetrasil, like with their car plan stuff, is not premium, it's like designed to be entry level kind of chemicals, and this fits in well with them. That it's a more established premium range. They did have that Car God stuff that they were doing that was like almost like an attempt to do the premium range, but I don't think it ever took off. An Infinity Wax product line seems like ready to go as a premium kind of offering, so that makes a lot of sense to me. You could say brands like Auto Finesse, they get criticised as being too sceney, but you wind the clock back 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, they were the greatest thing since sliced bread, and their products didn't suddenly become bad overnight. So there's a fashion sense to detailing, but in Auto Finesse really branded well and built a range of products that were well branded, and the interest in cars, I think, helped pull their brand, and the scene interest. It was really cool. And then there's some good products in those lines as well. I still think Triple was a great kind of lightweight glazed waxy polish thing that just buffed really nicely. Their waxes were good. The chemicals were always felt rich and kind of premium to me. Again, not kind of class winning surfactants, but never bad. So yeah, they would be in with a shout. Another brand that I thought really impressed me recently were FaneLab, and perhaps they wouldn't make it onto the top 10. They're not as well known, but I felt like they were marketing their products, and their products looked amazing, kind of like Geon products. Their range looks really well branded, but every FaneLab product I've used, their rinseless wash, mega concentrated and powerful cleaning product. Their ceramic detailer, really, really good. I have tried a couple of other ones, I just can't remember what. But yeah, they look like a very credible range that are having a go in that ceramic coating kind of arena and really going for it. And they're probably a brand to keep an eye on that could go on and do very well. Another brand, Italian Labo Cosmetica. So they're part of kind of Mafra, the Italian equivalent to AutoGlim, been years of industry experience and formulation expertise. The Labo Cosmetica line was their premium line, and it was all very high end, all bespoke packaging, all stamp branded bottles to that brand, which all cost money. Good range of coatings, good range of protection products, good surfactants as well, good offerings, all really premium. Everything smells of like aftershave. Very interesting names as well, like kind of Latin names and hashtags. A little bit complicated to get your head around. Quite pricey, their products, but they're supposed to be upmarket. It's their high-end brand. There'd be no point in them selling them the same as all the other stuff. So it is high-end, but very, very good. And some unique products as well. I was thinking of that Kronos, that decarbonizer, very useful. So they would be in with a shout, wouldn't they? Another brand that you could argue is more machine polisher brand, but Rupes, good abrasives, good sealants, good all-in-ones. Perhaps too much of a polishing expert to be considered in the running as an overall detailing brand, because you know, their surfactants and stuff and cleaners, they don't have loads there, but very good panel wipes, very good abrasives, very good sealants, good microfiber, good polishers, good pads, all that stuff. So if they can get that last 25% and get all those other cleaning products, like have an amazing Tyre dressing that everyone talks about, have an amazing pre-wash, you know, all those other things that we talk about. Another brand for me that would probably be on my personal list of favourite brands and products are AutoSmart, a franchise distribution model, very much leaning towards providing professional detailers with bulk chemicals that are delivered to your location. Caustic products if you want them, non-caustic offerings for all those caustic products, good abrasives, everything, no nonsense, belt and braces, excellent technical products with really good instructions, and everything I've used, very functional and very powerful. Yeah, definitely not so retail friendly, it's fair to say, and that's just the nature of their business model. But I love those AutoSmart products. Yeah, I can't really think of a bad one. Yeah, a bit difficult to get the products at the prices that professional detailers get them from, because they don't want to disrupt their franchise model and their franchise partners by offering, the moment you offer all of those products online at the same price that your franchise distribution partners sell them for, you're killing your franchise model. So they have to protect that, and I like it because it's different. So protect it, because yeah, if it became an online company, it would lose part of that charm, I think, and part of its strength as well. Some other ones, chemical guys. So people will be like, as soon as I mentioned chemical guys, there's been virtual tomatoes being thrown at me and rotten veg. Again, a bit like Auto Finesse, you wind the clock back 10, 15 years and everyone was raving about these products, and the same products now are apparently useless. No, they've got some great products, and they've got some iconic products as well. Some really good shampoos, some really good waxes, some really good detail sprays, some really good glazes and all that sort of stuff. Yes, there are some kind of products which aren't great in the chemical guys line, and like the hydro line, I haven't been impressed with. But there's some products in there that I love, like the Pete's 53 waxes there, and I think as a brand they're still kind of cool. Yeah, and they just, again, in the UK, it's hard. They did get into Halford, so they've done well in the UK, probably. And they got some cool stuff. The range has grown so much as well. I can't get my head around what they're actually selling now, but they got some cool stuff. I like some of their air fresheners. Everything was very sceney and very detail-y, but they did also have good compounds and polishes and pads and good accessories. Very strong on accessories, that brand as well. Very strong branding and marketing, I think. And a lot of work goes on that we don't ever see for these brands to actually make it. You can't make it big by being completely useless. You have to be doing something right, and they've got some good stuff. Another brand that would be on the list is Adams. Much bigger in America. But Adams products, I think, were high quality, and they were a detailing brand that had been around for a long time, that made it big. Made it big by offering good quality products and keeping up with the market as well. Yeah, so they would be in contention for some people. If you're in America, they would almost probably be on most people's American top 10 lists, not quite as big in Europe and the UK. Yes, out of that list of ones over here, definitely AutoSmart. I really like Fane Lab. I like Labo and Carbon Collective as well. I like that brand. That brand really resonates with me. But all of these I like. That's why they're on that list. But that would probably be my top 10. I think, with the exception that these three brands are all so similar, so I could drop two and slot in two others from there, but that's kind of cheating. I think that's probably a good top 10 list of brands. Yeah, and the thing with this is there will be millions of other brands that you guys will like and all that sort of stuff that offer good chemicals for sure. And there will be brands that I'll be kicking myself that I've missed on my, as I just brainstormed this list, that are really good. Can I see any up there? Menzerna possibly. Shoal Concepts I haven't mentioned, very good abrasives. Turtle Wax, you know, they've got some really strong spray wax products. Their range is hard to understand, and I'm not interested so much in their green bottle range, that original range. It's non-premium compared to all that new stuff they bought out. I'm interested in stuff that's powerful from Turtle Wax, like powerful and good value, like the Sealant Shine, 5 litres, 22 quid, really good. If they can dominate again in the pre-wash and surfactant market and the other areas of protection and get the accessories in as well, they could be strong, but they're a massive brand as well. They should probably be on that list there. What would you put in there, guys, and why? What have I missed? Also Bright Direct are a good brand that could be on that list there as well. They just popped into my head. Lots of other ones. That's my brainstorming, guys. Let me know. I tend, most of the products that I use come from here. I've got the odd one from here, like Wet Coat. What else have Gion got that's really good? Wet Coat, Can Coat, Cure, Bathe Plus. That's quite good, or the normal Bathe, sorry. Very good abrasives as well. Primer, Gion Primer is a product which I need to use it more, but it's more of a coating primer. AutoGlim, I love their kind of waxes and stuff like that. I love their dressing as well. I love their bulk standard rubber and vinyl dressing. I think it's just so reliable. It always works. It's not a durable thing. It's just a good, reliable plastic dressing that you can kind of cover over something and it richens it up a bit. And then these we've talked about. So yeah, there we go, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. 32 minutes. Jesus. Dude.